Hello everyone, my name is Alex and I'm one of the product specialists here at Spy Center Security, the Spy Gear Superstore. And today I'm going to be reviewing our new 1080p Wi-Fi booster DVR Nanny camera. But first, please remember to give a thumbs up if you like the content that we're bringing, and give that subscribe button a little tappy if you want to be notified for new videos on the latest Spy Gear. If you'd like to purchase this product, you may find a link to the listing on our web store in the description below. And if you would like to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, click that Show More button and find our links down here. This is one of our newest products, and it is super exciting because it is disguised to look and even operate as a real Wi-Fi signal booster. This unit will actually tie into your existing Wi-Fi router signal and boost that signal further out. A great feature if your internet connection is far from your bedroom or if it doesn't reach all areas of your office. But the main feature is this tiny high-definition pinhole camera hidden right inside here. The design is so good, there is an application to set up the Wi-Fi booster that is separate from the camera's Wi-Fi application. This model is very similar to our new Wi-Fi USB charging station with the well-hidden control buttons and SD card slot hidden down in here underneath this magnetic cover. This is a Wi-Fi enabled camera, meaning there's an app for that. Available on the Google Play Store and the App Store for smartphones and tablets, which will let you view through your camera and to adjust all of the settings. However, you also have the option to turn that feature off with the onboard controls. The on and off for the camera itself, the M for motion activation or C for continuous recording, and then the O for the online portion of the O for the online portion of the device itself, on or off. Again, the app allows you to complete all the setup necessary to operate the camera right from your screen, from such options as date and time stamping, picture taking control, manual recording, and you can view through the camera from remote access, wherever you may be with an internet connection, and as long as the camera itself also has an internet connection. When you receive a motion detection alert to your smartphone or tablet, you can pull up the live video feed to see what's going on at that moment, and you can lock those recordings so they do not get overwritten by new footage. Once you get back to the camera, you can pull that SD card and plug that into a computer to save and review your recordings. But if your phone or tablet is on the same Wi-Fi network as the device, you can log in, pull the SD card recordings from the device to your smart device without ever needing to touch the camera again. This can be an essential feature, especially for those in possible abuse cases at home or work, where you cannot be seen going back to the device to constantly be pulling out the SD card. Okay everyone, right now we're going to go ahead with the unboxing for the 1080p Wi-Fi booster Nanny camera. Get that started. First you'll see two manuals. Oh goodness, there's a whole lot to know about. Not in particular really. So this is the manual for the PV Cam Viewer application. This is available for Android and Apple devices, so iPads, iPhones, Android smartphones and tablets. This expands out to tell you everything you need to know about that application and how to operate the camera from your smart device. This manual here is for all the onboard controls with the camera. There's not too many controls there, so don't worry about that. But it does also go over the Wi-Fi booster operation. So in order to set up the Wi-Fi boosting portion of this device, go ahead and take a look at this bigger manual here. You'll see it comes with a 16 gigabyte SD card, help you get started. Right here is the power plug for the device, and then it also comes with a European adapter in case you need to take it out to Europe. And this cable here is for data transfer. So here it has a micro USB connection, here a standard USB connection, not USB-C. So do be sure if your computer only has USB-C that you get an adapter for that standard USB. Now, I said it was for data transfer, so that SD card that comes with it, you can leave that plugged into the device, plug it into the micro USB port on the device, plug that into your computer, and be able to download the recordings from the SD card directly through the camera to your computer, as well as set the date and time that way too, so you do not need to use the PV Cam Viewer application at all. You could just keep the device completely turned off wireless. Then onto the main device itself. Here is the camera. Get that right there. Right. There's the camera right there. And this side is the power port. And it does disconnect right here, just like another of our cameras, the 1080p Wi-Fi charging station Nanny camera. But do be aware that if you do get both of these devices, because this is the camera itself, this is just the Wi-Fi booster. On the other device, this is also the camera, this is the USB charging station. Just be sure that if you do get that USB charging station as well, to use the power plug for the charging station, because that is providing power to other devices, and it's a much bigger brick than this power brick right here. Going along, there's the controls down underneath here. This is actually a magnetic cover. It took me a while to figure out where this was hidden, actually. This is a magnetic cover. And then here are the controls on-off for the camera itself, not for the Wi-Fi booster. Once you plug that in, it's going to start boosting that Wi-Fi signal. The motion or continuous recording option here, M or C, slide switch there. And then the O for online, you can turn that off and on, so that it doesn't even need to be producing a Wi-Fi signal. And then here is that micro USB port for the data transfer. Here is the SD card slot, and this QR code, that is what you would use to connect your phone with the camera itself. Alright, so now that's all done and said. Let's take it out to the front room so you can see how it works for yourself. Done and said. Now this PV Cam Viewer application is applicable to the Wi-Fi booster Nanny camera, the USB charging station, the Lone Wolf clock camera, and the iPhone and Android docking station cameras. So here I went to the Apple Store, typed in the PV Cam Viewer. That's how it's spelled right there with those spaces. And I've already downloaded it, so we just hit open. But first we actually want to head over to the Wi-Fi settings for the device. No, for the phone itself. You want to look for the P0 blah blah blah. That is the actual Wi-Fi name for the camera. Now, your camera would be different, but it would still be a P0 such and such. I've already connected to it with the default password. You can change that later, and I'll show you that in a second. Go back over to the PV Cam Viewer application, hit the device management, and you'll hit that little plus button up at the top right. Here, you need to scan the QR code at the bottom of the device. Center that QR code. Make sure it's in focus, and there it goes. It'll connect. Now here, you'll have to refresh it once you've hit that save button. Okay, and there it shows. Then on to the settings for the camera and the device management. There, it's the setup. You'll find the change device code. You can change the default code in this way. And then up there is the internet Wi-Fi setting. That's where you'll find the Wi-Fi of your location. Using the SSID or router name, hit the little eye icon in order to take a look at all the Wi-Fi signals in the area. Be sure to type in that password correctly, display that password if you don't know it all the way, and then hit save. Once you do that, the device would reboot and reconnect onto that Wi-Fi. One of the best things is that when it is connected to the Wi-Fi, it will not show up as a connectable device. I'll show you that here. Well, I haven't connected it, but you would not be able to see it in this Wi-Fi list once that device is connected to the Wi-Fi of your house or your office. So that way you can keep it a secret. Okay, that back button over to the main page. Hit the recorder setting. Oh! There he is. Okay, so the capture, that would be capturing a photo, but we don't have an SD card. The record, we're starting a recording, but we don't have an SD card. And you can switch it from normal mode, continuous recording, to motion mode for motion activated recording.
And then the setup over here, you can overwrite and set the device to overwrite on the SD card. So once it fills up on the memory capacity, it goes back to the beginning and starts over. Now you do also have the motion time. So when here you can set the maximum recording to 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and the motion level, that's just the sensitivity for how much motion you're actually going to see in that area. And over to the program setting, you can have the date and time displayed, synchronize the date and time with your smartphone, change the resolution as well, 1080p video, 30 frames per second. Now you can have the device Wi-Fi SSID visible as well, but if you want to keep it a secret, of course, just leave that turned off. And you can also modify the device Wi-Fi password or change it from the default that was given, format the SD card to erase everything, take a look at your storage with that storage info, and then also to load the set of defaults. So just change everything back to where it had been at the beginning. And here are the video files. Since we don't have an SD card, we don't have any of the videos playing at the moment. But here you would see all the photos and the recordings that you took. One great thing about the device is that you can lock recordings so that you can swipe to the left and lock that recording, that special recording where, say, you saw someone stealing from your desk or stealing from the cash register or something like that. So you can lock that recording so that it does not get overwritten. Then, when you get back to the device, back to the same Wi-Fi as the device, you can then log into the camera, take a look at those recordings, and download those recordings from the SD card to your cell phone without ever touching the device. Or you can pull that SD card and plug that into a computer to review and then manage your files that way. Okay, that was the setup for the PV Cam Viewer application. Thank you very much. Okay, here we are at the demonstration of the date and time setup on a PC, and there are some steps I can show you that you need to take on a Mac computer in order to enable this there as well. So I have my device with the cable that comes with it in the package. I'm going to plug this into the computer. The device does have my SD card plugged in as well. So you see it popped up right over here. There was nothing down here besides the USB drive 8, memory 2, and then USB drive H came aboard, and that is the device. So here you see the file folders that would hold your recordings. Underneath, I'm just going to right click on my mouse, create a new text document, and this is going to be the set time document. Now I can either just double click this, or when it's highlighted, hit enter. When we need to set the date and time, we're going to put it into this format: year, month, day, and 24-hour format. So right now it is 11:20 in the morning, but let's go ahead and set that for 11:20 at night. So 23, 20, and say it's halfway through the minute, 30 seconds. Okay, we hit File and Save. Now, once we're done, we'd be able to plug this into the wall and start recording date and time stamped files. What you need to do extra on a Mac computer is, instead of the Notepad program, you would be using Text Edit. And around in this area, there's normally a cogwheel settings icon, and that would lead you to the text edit preferences, which you would need to enable plain text, save the file as a plain text document, and then disable wrap to page. We do not want that. Disable wrap to page. Then hit File and Save. And then you would be done, able to plug it into the wall and record date and time stamp files from that point on.
Thank you.
If you're enjoying the content that we're bringing, please give us a big thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button if you want to be notified for future reviews and tutorials of each of our new products. Now that we know a bit of how it operates, let's head out to the front room so you can see how it works for yourself.
The following presentation is for demonstration purposes only and is not a recommendation or advice on how to use the product. Spy Center is not responsible for any illegal or inappropriate usage of our products. Spy Center encourages you to check your local, state, and country laws prior to usage.
Okay everyone, here we are in our front storeroom about to do the distance test for our camera. Now, the camera is located here, little guys, right in here, right in here. These are pretty much the same exact camera. They're from the same manufacturer. They have that same base right here. But do take note that if you do get both of these cameras, this being the USB charging station, it will require the thicker power brick versus just the Wi-Fi booster requiring the smaller power brick. Now I'll come around and do that distance test. Sorry, I did not expect to be filming today, otherwise I would have worn pants. About here is 10 feet from the camera. About 15 feet, and this is just to show you the clarity of the camera from the different distances. About 20 feet right there, and nearly 30 feet at this distance. So here you can see how great that image looks from these 1080p Wi-Fi Nanny cameras. Great, so that was a demonstration of our 1080p Wi-Fi booster DVR Nanny camera. I hope you enjoyed seeing how clear that image actually was. We do monitor the comment sections of our videos, so if you have a question about this product or anything else, please feel free to post it down below and we will get back to you. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, please leave a like and be sure to annihilate that subscribe button for future reviews and tutorials.